guys, welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. The United States government's communication to open secrets caused the mess of the tornado case. Privacy protocol may be shocking, but it's not surprising. America has been signaling its grip over the global financial system for decades on ability to cut down and bad behavior, but also to project power aboard. Economic sanctions, like the ones enforced by the aptly named Office of Foreign Assets Control, are a powerful weapon. The agency website states that it enforces economic and trade sanctions based on U.S. foreign policy and national security goals. It does this to fight drug dealers, terrorists, and other threats to the national security, foreign policy, or economy of the United States. Scrap stuff, particularly when enforced by the issuer of the global reserve currency, but therein lies the rub because the more the U.S. fiat currencies like the U.S. dollar have to intra-transfer mechanisms, large payments can only be made through the bank system and banks and government cards to operate. The symbiotic relations enables government to not only control in issues of their money, but is also excited to it for the issue of the reserve currency. Monetary censorship becomes a powerful weapon, arguably a destructive and bombs and balls. Tornado case show the DEFI can escape regulation. Bitcoin is different because it has its own censorship resistant payment system. Anyone can make payments to anyone else. With or without the involvement of alliance intermediary, governments can still wield power over individual exchange, custodians, or miners, but they can't stop the protocol or community that runs it. Bitcoin is also a political its way. The fiat currencies can be along with ever stricter sanctions regimes. The U.S. has recently taken the drastic step of raising the foreign exchange reserve of Russia and Afghanistan. Regardless of one opinion of the legality of such acts, they drive home of the point that the reserves are only useful so long as their owners stay on. America has been tightening its grip over the global financial system for decades and ability to cut down on many behavior for also project power aboard. Economic sanctions like the ones enforced by the aptly named Office of Foreign Assets Control are a powerful weapon. The agency website states that it enforces economic and trade sanctions based on U.S. foreign policy and national security goals. It does this to fight the terrorists, and other threats to national security, foreign policy, or economy on the United States. Scary stuff, particularly when enforced by the user of the global reserve currency, but therein lies the rub because the more U.S. weapons access to the dollar, the richer they invest for every other country to find an alternative. One likely winner from the East dynamic is Bitcoin BTC. To see why we need to study an actuality of money. Fiat currencies like the US dollar have to invert transfer mechanisms. Large payments can only be made through the banking system, and banks and government cards to operate and symbiotic relationship enables governments to not only of their money, but also access to it. For the issues of the reserve currency, monetary censorship becomes a powerful weapon, arguably and destructive as bombs and balls. Tornado case shows the DEFI can expect regulation. Bitcoin is different because it has its own censorship resistant payment system. Anyone can make payments to anyone else with or without the involvement of licensed intermediary. Governments can still with power over individual exchange custodians or miners, has recently taken the drastic step of raising the foreign exchange reserve of Russia and Afghanistan. Regardless of one's opinion of the legitimacy of such acts, they drive of the point the dollar's reserves are only useful so long as their owners stay on America. Good side of article could argue and sanction of tornado case proves cryptocurrencies are not immune and firm politics in that the U.S. has been sanctioned and Ethereum and Bitcoin addressed for years. What makes crypto unique is the fact that the current protocol is questioned and care, at least not in way a bank might. After all, the permission nature of this network means of anyone can do it. including continue to processing transaction for Sankirt's address. That doesn't mean that a European miner of South American exchange wants to upset Washington, but it doesn't mean they couldn't, they had to. The ultimately men come in handy in and crisis no one of the myths that global adoption of Bitcoin intendment. The integration remains raw and most government remain caution in the part because censorship presidents also challenge their monetary grip at home, but the more globalization reserve and the more America tries to enforce her will on the other countries, that greater the need to back up plan. Maybe that's all from me. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.